what impact do you think Latinos will have on the next election?
Three important things to keep in mind. Latinos are heavily concentrated in states where we already think we know who's going to win. The Democrat in California, the Republican in Texas, the Democrat in California, but also in toss-up states like Florida and Arizona, Nevada. So turnout is going to be really important. And also how good the ground game is in registering those newly 18 native-born or naturalized Latinos. You know, a lot of people who become voting age from our community across the year simply can't vote because they're not citizens. They may be legal residents, but they're not naturalized. So they'll never be able to register to vote. What the ground operations for the two parties have to do is find those kids who are eligible to vote, register them, but also get them to show up in larger numbers than 18, 19, and 20-year-olds normally show up, which is low. Young people just don't vote. But the strength of the Latino community, in voting terms, is its young people. So who does the best job there is going to have a lot to say about who wins Arizona, who wins Nevada, who wins Colorado, and who wins Florida.
I'm from Arizona. I live in California, but I'm originally from Arizona. What do you think is going to happen in Arizona? Can you anticipate what will happen there? Or?
Well, look, when SB 1070 finally is adjudicated at the highest level, at the Supreme Court, we'll know once and for all whether states are able to craft their own immigration policy. And that'll have a lot to say not only about the particular lives of people who are in the country illegally in various states. Sure, it'll have a lot to say about that. But it'll also have a tremendous impact on the tone of the debate, whether it's going to go in an Arizona direction or whether it's going to go in a more Utah direction, where Utah has tried to find a way to deal with people who are resident in the country illegally in a less punitive, less harsh, and less racist kind of way. They still want to know who's legal and who's not, but it doesn't have the harshness of tone that the debate in Arizona has had. That decision from the Supreme Court is going to have a lot to say about the tone of Latino politics in the coming decade.
So let's say it does become a law that Arizona is able to do this. You know, that terrifies me. What is that going to mean for the rest of the country?
It's going to mean states like Kansas and Missouri and Alabama, the 14 or so states that have tried to craft their own laws that are like Arizona SB 1070 are going to have a free rein. They're going to be able to do it. And that's going to change the lives of a lot of Latino families in states where this is still a relatively new population. You know, a lot of the Latinos who got caught up in the Alabama law have left the state. And that, interestingly, has some Alabamans thinking twice about how they want to approach this subject. There are crops that aren't getting picked, chickens that aren't getting slaughtered and defeathered and sent to market. There's a lot that's happening that's sort of the unintended consequences of that legal attitude. So there's some interesting things that are going to play out in the next 1 or 2 years, some of them during this election year, and that's going to have a big impact.